Hello everybody, I taped and edited and was trying to upload the latest podcast and most of the night is having a lot of trouble uploading, and it gets to a certain point and then it freezes and then I have to start over again. So I've done that like 3-4 times, but I can't leave it for long. If I leave it for long, it goes off the thing and then I have to so I'm just going back, checking, but I've fed the kids. Inside kids and outside kids, and if I can get that thing to upload, then I'm going to go get the other cars for the car show. I think I might as well do it since it's happening. It'll be a rechanneling. Bye for now. Good cars, and I'm washing this. It's a miserable day, but without taking a dirty car to a car show, so at the very least I'm going to wash it. So I'm home. I cut the grass, just the front, and I lent my other neighbour the wheelbarrow. I haven't told them about my excursions. I think one side neighbour is knowing all the details is enough. But so I lent him the wheelbarrow, which had to take Bcee's bed and stuff out of the wheelbarrow, just put it on the floor in there. And then I went out and, switched cars, and then found out that the thing is switched, and there's all kinds of things. Apparently that big cruise, it doesn't happen anymore because there was a fatality 2 or 3 years ago. Somebody told me this. Finally found someone in a parking lot who was one of the organizers of the parking lot party. And she told me what's happened, that there was a fatality 3 years ago during the cruise. And there was a lawsuit and stuff, so there's no longer an official cruise. But what happens is they have this parking lot party in the right downtown by the park, and anyone can come. New cars, old cars, it doesn't matter. So I kind of got the just feeding the ferals. Heard back from my neighbors. Very, very grateful for them, and for the ferals, of course, and for the inside kids, of course. And I saw all 4 of them at the back, all 4 of them, including Jack. He's come for treats. So I'm just going to feed the ferals, and then I'm going to go on a cruise with the vets because it's there. So I had a very nice conversation with a young man over there for like 15-20 minutes. Because he really liked the car, he really admired it, and he opened the hood. I haven't cleaned it, it's not detailed or anything like most of these people do. But I opened the hood, and he admired the wheels and the mechanisms, and showed him all the little quirks of the car, like the cushion there, and the wiper controls being there. I showed him all of that, which I have in my podcast. So on the car. So it was fun. It was very nice, very nice young man. So. No, sorry. No, this is not just a monster, it's a monstrosity. It's like it's really something. I don't know if that's like a truck engine or something. Old cars are a big thing in this town. All over. Everybody, I'm here at the car show. I parked the Corvette down there. I arrived. I got the last spot over there, and then I'm walking along here, and then I realized I forgot to keep my diabetes medications. And I'm going to eat now, and I haven't been taking it regularly when it was on my excursion. So I'm like, okay, so I end up going back, taking the car, driving home, getting back, coming back. My spot was taken. I got another spot. It's just on the other side of that street, and then there's a lot of cars here. This guy's been revving this thing for like the last 10 minutes. I was trying to talk to someone who was making so much noise that I couldn't talk. So I have all kinds of really interesting experiences here, and talking to people and all that stuff, and humans. There's an interesting experience when I was having brunch, but I'll talk about that later. Anyway, bye for now. Hello everybody, I fed the kids, I texted, emailed with friends, I fed the inside kids, fed the outside kids, did all of that. And I was considering stay home, but there's activities here, and I found a parking spot right by the little park where they're having the food booths and stalls, and there's a couple of Corvettes there, so if I was going to molest any cars, it would probably be theirs rather than mine, and I found a parking spot, so I just got okay, I got a corn on the cob. It's like $6, but that's what you pay at events, and the good thing is that all kinds of seasoning. Okay, there's fireworks here. They're pretty good too. These are put on by RM, They're, I don't know how much longer they're going to go, but there was quite a bit of fireworks. I'm in the car now, and this is the finale. It's really quite something. Hello, everybody. Back at my command post to fight the battles here in the bed with my crew, and we've got Agita there. One of the babies just went there, and then the other one I think is in the bed. Having a spicy chicken burger from Wendy's, which I got from drive-thru on the way back. It's like a block away. Okay, I'm home with the kids, and we've got Agita there. One of the boys there, and then the other boy there at the bed. There. No. Where's the other boy? Oh, the other boy's here. The planning on using the letterbox, and it's just used it. It's in the study. Study also a bathroom for the kids. So we're all here. I'm going to just do a little writing, check on the frills, and go to bed. Day 4 done. Just about. Hello, everybody. I've got people here cleaning. Very nice people. A couple. I'm not going to show them, of course. So the 4 of us cats are here in the master bedroom. So they're going to do this room last in the bathroom, and they're doing the rest. And we got one of the boys there. I had him in the catio, but I said for now, let's sort of everybody in here. And I was talking away. I was still once once I get the chance to talk. And I was like telling the whole story of how I got here and there, and I did mention a little bit the partying, but without some details. I do have a tendency to go a little wild, and so we all do. Not quite like the nutty professor who does wild at a completely different level. So that's what I do. So I went to the Dollarama to get these things, these mats, and to go under here, and I got that because, and I'll I got that, and I don't show people because it's an anonymity thing. So I went to get that those mats, and Dollarama, and because the previous one was just soaked with cat pee, because as my friend in Toronto says, my boys have the same aim that I do. So they were just soaked in cat pee. So I threw that out, and I went to get that. And I'm wearing that shirt. I'm wearing the Michael alpaca. And the thing on this podcast is that Michael's an alpaca who has one brain cell at the best of times. Even that one brain cell is actually shared. But he's very, very handsome, and he's, and Michael, the alpaca, has 1 million followers. Nutty Professor has 20. But, so I'm like, but it's fine. And the woman who does the podcast, she's hilarious. She looks after the animals. She 100% deserves the 1 million and followers, and so does Michael. I don't begrudge Michael with his one brain cell at most. I don't begrudge him at all his 1 million followers, with my 20. So I think that's the best podcast, on the internet. It's absolutely incredible. I think she's an amazing human being, and but millions of people agree with me, So, but she and those animals, Michael and Karen, the emu, the very aggressive emu, whose personality is a bit like Agita's. They're like, they deserve to be, to have millions of followers, unlike the other Jungian psychology former psych prof. I kind of begrudge him his millions of followers a little bit, but now he's gone super political, and he's gone to the States. But Michael, Michael, I love Michael, And I wear the T-shirt. So I'm wearing this T-shirt, and the cashier, the new cashier, at young woman at Dollarama. I'm buying those mat things, and she goes, "Oh, I like your T-shirt." And I go, "Oh, you follow the podcast?" I get really excited because I don't think I've ever met anyone who's followed Useless Farm. There's a lot of fans, but I don't think I've actually met anyone. And she's like going, no, I just thought it was funny with the, you know. And I'm like, oh, you don't know the background. You gotta know. It's a Michael. He's got one brain cell and he's got a podcast. And I said, you must watch it. And she wrote it down, Useful Farm and all of that. And then I left. And then I said, and I told her that, what I just said. I said, you know, Michael's got 1 million followers. This is alpaca with one brain cell. And I go, I'm the nutty prof, and I have 20 followers, but I'm fine. I said, I'm good with that. And then I left, and then I went back, and I had to get more stuff, and I had to get another, I got another cat tent for them, and I got another cat bed, and I put it there, or to the other ones. So I had to go and get some more cat stuff after PetSmart, and it was the same cashier. And I said, you know what? I promoted Michael, and I promoted Amanda, and they deserve it, but I didn't promote myself, and I said, you know, I do podcasts, and, you know, I gave her a card, and I said, if you want to see Nutty Professor podcast, I used to teach at psychology, and she goes, oh, I'm thinking of studying psychology, or going to university to study psychology, and I'm going, don't. It's like, I don't. I said, you know, and she's like going, oh, you know, people have told me that, and I said, well, I didn't have time to talk to her because it was the customers, and I was like going, okay, you know, I was like, anything but psychology. But that's my thing. And I said, you know, next time I come in, if you have a couple of minutes, I'll give you reasons. A Caesar, and I had one already. This one's a double. Really spicy, really good. So I'm having a Caesar. And this is poutine with vegetarian gravy. Upgraded to that. And a Korean chicken sandwich. I've been eating a lot of chicken sandwiches lately. Bye for now. It's been really quite a busy day. It's day 6 of the return, and you know, what a not rough, but just a, you know, intense return because it was such an intense journey. The more intense journey, the deeper, the more barriers crossed, the harder it is to. The easier it is to stay there, but the harder it is to return. So it's been a hard return, but it's, you know, thanks to the kids, all the kids, you know, the inside kids and the outside kids and all the car stuff and the neighbors and everything. And the kids are very busy, these two, very busy bird watching. So we're in the catio again. I wasn't using any room but the bedroom because that was the, you know, the central headquarters for battling polls with the kids in there, but now we're spread out. And we had the cleaning people come today. They did a very good job, and they're hockey people. Everybody around here is hockey people, dog people, but you know, still they're nice people, and they're foodies. So we had one thing in common, one thing out of, you know. So they cleaned, and then I went, dropped the Corvette, had a lunch at Caesar's. And my sense of humor was affected by the Caesars. And then I came back. I have to pick up the Corvette tomorrow, rub the car, all kinds of stuff. And, you know, Agita's there. And I saw, look, there's Jill and Peanut. And I'd seen Bcee too. Bcee's around there too. So, and Bcee was like, you know, sharing the deck with the squirrel, which I told my neighbor, I was teasing him, that the Bcee is a liberal. Good morning, everybody. We've got Agita there. We've got one of the boys there, and this could be lcee. And we've got the other boy there. That could be Finn, or it could be the other way around. And, you know, we've got the outside family. The very sweet outside family out there. And Jill was just here too. Just a second ago I took a still picture, but she's gone off fearing. Hi, Bcee, sweetie, love you. Yeah, she's quite happy looking at me through the window. If I was outside and I was this close, she would totally freak out. Okay, I'm here at one of my favorite Thai restaurants, and I picked up the car. I have to take the Corvette on a long drive, so I'm going to take it to Toronto, but I don't think I can fit the kids in, so I'll have to take the kids in the Mercedes and then come back and then take the Corvette on a separate drive to Toronto. Working out all of that, and then I'm like going, I talked to my mechanic. He knows that I may struggle, so I kind of filled him in. So I don't really hold back a lot. So, stuff. I washed the everybody, it's later in the day. I cut the grass and spent time with the kids in the catio. And look, the boys are meeting the outside family pretty much for the first time. Seeing them bits and pieces from the windows, but this is the first time with the window actually open. I mean, it's screened, so they can't go out, and those guys can't get in. But they don't seem all that interested. They're more interested in the birdies. Those are your siblings, sweetheart. They're the outside siblings. There are feral counterparts. And your dad is part feral too, but they're like going, no. One thing I had to say, I found the keys, the spare keys. I knew I had actually that day, I had checked the washing machine. I looked in it and I looked in the shirt that I was wearing and the jacket I was wearing. But today I was about to put laundry in and I saw something kind of shiny in the rubber, the seal around the door, the round seal. And I saw something kind of, what's that inside the seal? And I put my hand in, keys came out. Good morning, everybody. We've got Agita there, and we've got both the boys under the bed. One of the boys was on the bed with me, cuddling for a little while, and then Agita chased him off, and he's under the bed. And what's all three fellows there? Bcee, very, very camouflaged, because this is the color of the sort of the dried up grass, the grass cuttings, it kind of turns into hay. And apparently feral cats like hay or straw or one of the straw. But they kind of, whatever it is, they like it. So we got Bcee there, we got Peanut there, we got Jill there. And I went out earlier and I gave them... Everybody, I picked up the Mercedes. He just charged the air conditioning. He couldn't find the leak, so hopefully he'll be okay for a while. And then I went to PetSmart, went to Dollarama, and right nearby is this mustard pizza. So I'm having the pasta. I thought, for some reason, I thought it was Tuesday, Wednesday. Pasta special on the Tuesday, so that's how out of it I am. Anyway, bye for now. Well, everybody had a good night and fed the inside kids. Agita's there, and one of the boys is there under the bed. And other boy is there. And Peanut and Bcee are there. And I just saw Jill as well. Oh, there she is, on the cut grass on the edge by the fence. So all three ferals there. Now the plan for today: had a good night. Made it through yesterday again. I think it was day 9. So I guess today's day 10, or maybe yesterday was day 8, something like that. I think yesterday was 8, today is 9. So, but the plan for later today is a trip to Toronto with the inside kids, and my neighbour very kindly has agreed to feed the outside kids. And going to go for a couple of days and then make a day trip back, and then another couple of days, another 3 days or so. So it's going to be a slightly longer trip than usual, but it's broken up. I'm going to be coming because, I don't want to have to ask my neighbor to feed, to look after them, like for an extended period, the outside ones. Plus, I will miss them. I really will miss them. I'm very fond of them, And also I need to come and cut the grass and stuff like that. And I also have to bring a car and switch it because the Corvette is a long drive. So I have to do all of that. So that's why I'm kind of splitting it up, My neighbor would happily, she offered to look after them for a full week if needed. But, which almost will, except that one day I'll be able to, do the feeding myself. But it's been a busy day, all kinds of stuff, preparing. My amazing neighbor came over, talked to her about the situation. She's looking after the ferals for a few days. So we're heading out now. I got everybody into the cases, and I fed the outside ferals, and I've told them, and they saw my neighbors, so they know that I'm going away for a few days. So hopefully, going to the city, rechanneling, regrouping, come back, and we're going to do another very long stretch. Sober. Bye for now. Hello, everybody. I'm here in Toronto. I just saw this movie. It's very odd. Very bizarre. But it was like, it was nice to see a movie again. I haven't seen the movie in quite some time because there's hardly anything playing out in Chatham. So I'm here in the city. Came late last night with the kids. My neighbours there taking very good care of the fellows as usual. And yes, as my friend had said, I mean, the coming here is like, it's very mixed because the pulls can be much stronger here because there's a lot more options, And I did go deeper last time, so yeah, there were stronger pulls today, but there are also more distractions like this one, And in the day, I had to go do some errands, and I had to go, to the bank, and I had to go to, get my computer fixed, or at least find out about it, stuff like that. So I did, I did some stuff, but there were strong pulls. However, I had a lunch, a roti, which, there's really no place for roti out there. So, and a couple of beers, and I'm still doing that to help. And it helped. The big differences of being back in the city. It is 10:30 at night, and there's traffic, a lot of traffic. Going into Chinatown, I saw the movie, and I had popcorn during the movie. It was a small popcorn, and I want to make use of the fact that I'm here in the city. So Chinatown, there's 4 Chinese restaurants there, Canadian Chinese food, where you get sweet and sour. I'm here in Chinatown. I saw the movie. It was very odd, but it was nice to actually see a movie. I haven't been to a movie in a long time. And I'm here in Chinatown. It's like 10:30 at night, and it's busy. All the tables there, most of the tables are taken. There's traffic coming, visiting. At the Rogers Center. So this is all the stuff. This is good, big city stuff. I kind of miss it when I'm there. When I'm here, I miss it there. But I miss the food here because every restaurant in Chinatown has this chili oil, and I really like their shrimp dumpling soup here. I put tons of chili oil, and and I'm having fried hot peppers. Hello everybody, I'm here at a place on Lakeshore. I came here once, quite some time ago, 3-4 years ago, and the reason I'm here is that I dropped off my computer. And I trust this guy. He says, the easiest way to do it, because I don't have much on there with a new computer. Everything I have on there is backed up anyway, podcast and a little bit of writing. So he just goes, I'll just wipe it clean and then redo the windows. And I said, what does that mean? Pretty sure I don't have anything on there that I need. So take about an hour. So this place is like just across the road, down a bit. So it's on a croissant. I'm having a smoked salmon benny on a croissant. Very nice, very nicely done. And coffee. I think with the coffee, it's a big thing. I brought 2 sugars, and I said, can I have some more? And he brought 3 more. I need like 10. So I can't really ask for more. But the food is good. And then I go pick up a computer. There were pulls this morning, but I just have to live with it. It's going to be pulls here, so I just have to distract. Bye for now. It's a brand new casino. Brand new. There used to be a thing here, a uniform factory for kids, and I put in maybe $70-$80, and I got $195. So I'm going to cash it out and then pay a bit more. Bye for now. Hello everybody, I'm here at the Argentinian restaurant, walking distance just from there, and I had that glass of this margarita with very tequila, and there's a reason why. Oh, he's bringing me a wine. Thank you very much. So I had the margarita. One second. So I had the margarita, and it's got tequila in it, and I just told this young man that I think the reason why I haven't had tequila in many years is because I feel it very quickly. I mean, as you know, I don't drink often, but when I drink. So I really felt it, and then with the chicken, which I don't eat chicken often, but this is like a grill. This is a specialty. Apparently, Argentinian food, there's a lot of meat. They have like all steaks and stuff. So I said, okay, we'll do the chicken once in a while. So it's like a grilled chicken. It's not Charlie style. And then there's a mashed potato with cheese. You go with it, and it's fine. And then I'm having this, so that will be enough drink for me, because I had the margarita and this wine. I'll be staggering home. Bye for now. Somebody's recording like a video, like one step up from my podcast, like, but it's a little crew, and there's like they've got he's doing some kind of rap thingy by the lake. Interesting. But I wanted to show, of course, Agita is nicely settled there. I fed the kids. Agita is settled there, and both the boys are settled there. One is there, and one is at the other end. You can see his eyes, and ears, So they're under the bed because they think I might try to take them back today. We're not going back today, sweeties. We're going back next week. I'm going by myself today. So, you can just relax here with your sister. Everybody just got back to the house, and there's Peanut. And the other two must be hiding. My neighbors were over. My neighbor's husband is trying to fix that. There's a big problem with my floor. I couldn't open my fridge because the floor all buckled, and they've been, on their day off, they're such busy people, and on their day off, I'm so touched. On their day off, they were, they were working on my house, and the wife texted me saying, if you come back and we're in your house, don't freak out. And I said, why would I freak out? I said, you're welcome in my house at any time. And I knew that it meant that they were doing something to fix the problem. Because everybody, I got back here, and my neighbor had already fed gave the girls some breakfast, and I got back, and she texted me saying that they were in the house. If I get there and they're in the house, not to freak out. And I figured that the husband was taking a look at this. I had a problem. This thing was buckling. It has been like that since I bought the house, and it's just been getting worse and worse. And I've been managing, just kind of pushed the thing down to open the fridge door. But he came today, and he went underneath, and he crawled around in the crawl space to get there. And he says there's a big problem. There's a leak from the drain there, which is causing all this to get wet, and there might be mold coming soon. And he says you really have to get it fixed. So they've given me the number of a really good plumber contractor, and they'll have to probably remove the cabinet, redo that counter, and maybe we'll have to do tile here because, and whatever hardwood can be salvaged, they'll have to put it there, but that will be a separate contractor, which I'll have to get through the plumber. So it's a big job. So both of them were saying, you can't be slithering, you got to put your money into this, and there's going to be a big work here. So I'm like, okay, it's not the rechanneling I would have chosen, but yeah, it does. Now, the other side that, my neighbors don't quite realize because they're, they don't know too much about addicts or, junkies or people struggling with addictions, is that what happens is if you really stress out, someone started suffering from addiction, they want their thing more, So it will probably increase the cravings, but I can't. And I've got the girls to look after, I've got my own kids, and money is going to have to go into this. This is going to be expensive. So everybody had a very nice lunch with my friend. I'd give him a ride in the Corvette, and then I gave his son a ride in the Corvette too. And I'd met him before, he's in his 40s, and he enjoyed the Corvette. And then had to talk. I'm pretty open, don't get details, but they know about my struggles, so it was good to talk about it and sort of see things from a different perspective, and kind of talked about chakras and all that stuff, and kind of like sort of a common ground. It was good. On the way back, of course, I stopped at the casino. I really liked the machines here, so I've been playing these. I went down a bit, and then I just got 200 on this, so I think I'm just about even, maybe up a bit. So it's time to walk out if I can. Wish me luck. Wish me luck in walking out, not in the machines. Bye for now. Okay, I got a gold spin thing here. I think it means that whatever I get, it's multiplied by 2. Hello everybody, I'm here at all-you-can-eat sushi place here in town, very near the casino, quite close to the condo as well, just across the road from the Cineplex. And I did go to the casino today. There were pulls for the other thing, and there were options, and just being here, the pulls were kind of strong. So I'm like going casino, and I really like this casino and the machine. So as I said to my neighbor, it's a really good thing. that I'm not living here for full time because I'd be there a lot. This new one is open like not 24 hours, but like till 4 a.m. Reopens at 9 a.m. So I'd be there a lot. So it's a good thing that we don't really live here. And I went there, and I went up and I went down and I bet, and I missed a couple of jackpots because I didn't realize on the Wheel of Fortune machine you have to bet $7 to get the golden jackpots, and I got a couple of spins that said golden jackpot, and I missed them because I didn't have the right amount. So then, but that's an expensive bet every time, $7. So I went back to the chili pepper machine and I won there's more chili pepper machines here, and I won like 300, and then went down and then went up, but I walked out a couple of hundred up, and I didn't feed everything back into the machine. I walked out enough with enough. I'm in the parking lot of the new casino here in Toronto. And after lunch, I went back in and I lost everything that I had on me, all the winnings, and then whatever I could access. So I'm down quite a few hundred, but that's okay. I'm clean of the other stuff. The polls have been very strong here, and this was supposed to be money for, I was going to use it for lunch and then for food for the possum, but, I'll buy food for the possum. It's not a problem. I was just kidding with my neighbor. So I'm like, possum is not going, ferals are not going to go hungry, kids are not going to go hungry. It is the least damaging of all the possible slithering. So, well, yeah, probably even less than the drinking. But anyway, the thing is, where I'm about to go home finally to the kids, to the condo, and tomorrow we go back to the country, and I think I need to get out of the city because, I need to get out of the country, now I need to get out of the city because here there are just too many distractions. There's too much pull, and there are distractions, but the distractions become, as my friend says, the casino becomes a beast in its own right. And it's become that. And I think this one particularly, because it's so close to home, and I like the machines, and it's new, it's different, so it's got the bright carpeting, so I'm like, it's... this was a bit of a disaster, but it's okay. I'm just about to go home and feed the kids and stay in with the kids and work in journal entries and then head back to the country tomorrow. Bye for now. Good morning, everybody. I got both the boys on the bed and they were just cuddling here, and I was sending a text to my neighbor, so I'm just going to get up. I might try to post the podcast here, or if not, I'll do it after getting back. Yesterday was pretty rough at the casino, but as I was just saying in a text to my neighbors, it's better than the other thing. That's the whole thing about the controlled birds. And but as my friend in the other province says, there's a point where the controlled burn becomes a beast in its own right, and that kind of happened yesterday with the casino. But the main thing is we're past the 2-week mark, and there were a lot more options here for the other thing, and made it. We're going back today. So, and there, I just saw something black and white running this way and running that way, and that, of course, is Agita. So, I think she slept on the bed for a little while at night, and then she moved to, that's her favorite spot, the sofa. And the boys, I think this is the first time on this trip that they have slept on the bed with me. Because usually Agita's on the bed, and then they're under it, or they're on the perches in the hall, those ones. So, it's been a little, kind of knew that coming here, it was sort of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, a lot more distractions here, sort of, I was counting on the more positive distractions, like going to movies and a bookstore and, art gallery and all of that stuff and all the restaurants. And I did some of the positive things, a lot of the restaurants, and I met an acquaintance and had a very, very good conversation. And I went to a movie. But unfortunately, there was one of the less positive distractions. The rechanneling, the casino, because there's a new one here, and I didn't realize that when I came. It's a casino, and it worked in that it was very compulsive, so it kept me away from the other thing, but it became, as my friend says, a beast in its own right, So it was yesterday, I was just like, I wanted to go to the bookstore, and instead I ended up spending the entire day at the casino. So, and I went down a few $100s, but that's fine. That's the price to pay, and that's it's way better than the other things. So it worked, and I'm clear. But now I want to get back, and today's the day anyway. And tomorrow, and we've got other things happening there. The problem with the plumbing, and the plumber is coming tomorrow, and emergency plumbing, and we're going to have some renovations done and all of that. So that hopefully will be the rechanneling there. As my out-of-province friend said, it's not the rechanneling, it's not the distraction that I would have wanted. And it's it's not going to be a fun thing. It's also going to be expensive, but doesn't matter. It's a distraction. Distraction is distraction. So we'll deal with that tomorrow. So we're going to be in home fixing up mode from tomorrow. So this has been the the right after the binge, 2 weeks, 2 weeks clear, and then we go back. So in a week here, it as I said, positive and negative. It was good to get away for a while. It was good to all the restaurants here. I just want to go a bit wild. All kinds of food. So that was good. But then I went a little wild in the casino. That was not great, but it was okay. I mean, it was good at first. I mean, at first I was fairly controlled. I didn't go wild the first couple of days at the casino. I just went for an hour or two, and I managed to leave up. But then yesterday, it was the can't leave until I've accessed all the money I can access deal. So fortunately, I hadn't kept one of my bank cards. So it was the damage was a little limited, but it was a bit harrowing. So I'm going to try to post actually now, because we've got a faster Wi-Fi here. So I'm going to see if I can. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, it's early. So I'm going to see if I can very quickly, feed the kids, edit very quickly, and post. And then get back to the house and deal with all of that. So this is the first sort of chapter in after the last binge. So this is the 2 weeks clear after a very rocky return, because I just went very deep there, So using all the resources, as I keep saying, I do have resources that a lot of strugglers don't have. I was able to come to the city and rechannel and, use control burns and all of that stuff. And the biggest resources I have, of course, my kids, biggest pushes, and my kids, and also my friends and neighbors. They're huge support. Anyway, so a huge thanks, particularly to my neighbors at the house. The husband found the problem, went under the crawl space, did all of that. The wife has been taking such good care of my ferals, as if they were her own, and I'm very, very grateful for that, So, and I'm missing my ferals. I'm missing the outside kids, so we'll be back soon, in a few hours. So, from the four of us here, we've got Agita running around all over the place. One of the boys here, I think this is Finn, but I could be wrong. And the other boy here, and I think this is lcee. Again, I could be wrong on that. So, from the four of us here, and the three ferals at the house who we're going back to, today. So, from the seven of us, bye for now. See you next podcast. And now, Agita is on my lap, purring. So this is the boys there, and the other boy there. little bonus footage. There. The other boy's there. So I'm just going to feed the kids and see if I can edit and post this, and if not, I'll post it when we get back, And when I get back, I'll talk more about this stage of the struggles and, the addictive processes in general and stuff. I had some ideas when I was talking to my friend the other day, my acquaintance. Bye for now.